Hello, everybody. My name is Kent Bewley, and this is my reflection blog for my Multimedia Reporting class in New Media Journalism at Full Sail University. So, to address the first question of what my expectations of this course were, I was expecting the course say, continuation from the previous course of digital news production in terms of, you know, specific, assignments, and having specific instructions towards, interviewing people along with, producing content within my beat area. My beat area is in sports, and I feel like those expectations definitely were met in terms of giving me a further challenge and whatnot. And yeah, just in the modules were well organized, for each week in terms of watching videos from the NBC News Academy channel for the first few weeks of this course, and the slideshows that were provided were very helpful as well in terms of going through the modules, and the discussion posts weren't as hard. They were the same level of difficulty wasn't of basically just writing a good post and then of course responding to the classmates and whatnot. And yeah, I feel like this course definitely positively met my expectations of continuing to challenge myself, and obviously doing different story assignments and doing it in different forms. And yeah, all right, so the content or the assignment that I got the most out of was in week three. Week three, when we had to do that story on yeah, week three. The week three story was very interesting indeed. Assignment three, in terms of storytelling structures, and yeah, the narrative feature story. That's what it's called. So I got the most out of that one, and it was definitely interesting in how I got it out of how I got the most out of it in terms of covering a story of an actual fan protest occurring outside of Angel Stadium, a home ballpark of my favorite team, the Los Angeles Angels. But I covered it from a very objective standpoint. Of course, I was, there among the fans that were protesting at the front of the stadium. But I did well to, capture good enough video, did well enough not to join in on any of the chants, but I was obviously chanting them in my head. And I obviously did well to, contact the organizer of the event via Instagram, and we talked with each other, and I ended up, interviewing him, and also interviewed somebody else and someone who who was there at the protests. And yeah, I feel like I got the most out of that story in terms of my journalistic, my digital journal, my digital media expertise, because it really, forced me to, mend together these different things. And I feel like I did well in having that be serve as a narrative feature story and letting my video and my interview subjects tell the story rather than me narrating over it. So I feel like I got the most out of that story in that regard. All right, so the third question, as I load it back up on here, the third question here of uh, what do you wish I could have done better this month? I really wish I could have, planned better stories in terms of, planning better for at least two of them. For assignment two and assignment four specifically, I don't feel like I did enough. I feel like I think either too much or I overextended myself too much. And I wasn't able to find enough, enough good story ideas for those specific assignments. So I basically had to, I wouldn't want to say wing it, but I had to, get creative and be like, okay, what can I do on a quick deadline? What can I do, and how can I tie this in back into sports? At least for assignment two. For assignment four, it was a matter of going to an event, and in terms of talking, interacting with people, I'm not the best with interacting with people. Unfortunately, wasn't in the best headspace when I covered assignment four due to a death in my family. So I feel like I tried my best with that story, with the stories that I've given, but sometimes, you know, I feel like following all the instructions for the story and getting it done is something that kind of makes me feel a bit flat-footed. And I don't want to say my stories for that week felt a little generic. For assignment two, I was able to at least interview somebody. For assignment four, I didn't feel comfortable talking to anybody or interviewing anybody who was attending the event. I didn't want to intrude upon them as this, strange person. Be like, you're an independent reporter. Okay, you're an independent reporter, and obviously I'm trying to stay focused. Why should I talk to you about this and whatnot? So I don't want to, say I'm shy, but I am a little shy at times when I don't, reach out to somebody beforehand. basically interviewing somebody on the spot is definitely not my style. I take advantage of digital channels, means such as, texting or emailing in order to inform my own subjects. So eventually, I guess I have to be better doing those on the spot interviews with someone who I don't know that is attending an event. So, how my this course prepared me for a potential media journalist career? Oh, it prepared me in a good sense in terms of, being organized and timely, and also just doing my best with, the resources that I have, and obviously continuing and having good familiarity with using different resources such as phone interview. I ended up doing a massive combination of interviews: a phone interview, audio, SoundCloud interview. So yeah, audio and which posting it both of those things to SoundCloud in a kind of a podcasty format, but not quite a podcasty format. Then doing the video storing and just basically having it a picture store at the end. So it prepared me for the career in terms of doing different types of media stories and not just sticking to one different area. So I feel like that would be good for a career in, digital media slash sports journalism. And yeah, so I feel like I am well prepared for that. And I will continue to do my best to, keep myself in a good state of mind heading into the next class. And with only a few months left until I'm set to graduate, I'm going to have to work my hardest in order to get everything done with, including with my capstone projects. So thank you and goodbye.